right, guys, it's another lovely Monday evening, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join me on yet another amazing episode of your number one rendezvous for guys on television, and that's none other than the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television, reaching you live from the City of Bronze. Yep, I love to call it a city where the king is truly king. Now, for starters, the Guys Hangout Show is one show that teaches men to prioritize themselves, to put themselves first, to take very good care of themselves, and to invest in themselves. Only that way can they invest in others. There's a whole lot that's expected of men out there, right? As a man, you are, in fact, like some adages would say, the moment you are born as a man, the world is on your shoulders. So you can't afford to fail, because if you fail, it means that you have failed everyone around you. So basically, it's not easy being a man. My name is Harry Aigboje, and of course, it's my pleasure to say welcome on board once again. Now, I'm not alone. I've got an amazing gentleman with me, and together we're going to be taking a look at a very, very interesting conversation today. Now, he goes by the name of Michael Imagbejian. It's good to have you in the house, Michael.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here again.
Absolutely. It's been a while. I mean.
Yeah. A bit of work. I've been swamped at work, so only one or two things,
So how's it been, though?
It's been great. It's been great. We have to make ends meet.
Definitely. I mean, it's all part of what I said earlier, that, as a man, a whole lot is expected of you, so you can't afford not to, live up to expectations.
Of course, yeah. In this rigid economy, you have to be rigid.
You've got to be rigid.
Of course, yeah.
When times get hard, you go harder.
Yeah, of course.
All right, welcome on board.
Thank you.
Now, we're taking a look at a very important discourse tonight, all right? It's something that has to do with love, lust, and obsession. Okay, now, as distinct as these three words are, there seems to be some sort of similarities between them. They are as similar as they are different. For example, love is defined by so many persons in so many ways. So if you ask like 5 persons to define love, for instance, there's a tendency that their definitions are going to differ. So, love is something that is based on people's experiences. So how I will define love is probably different from how you will define it. So if you were asked to define love, for instance, how would you define it?
Yeah, thank you very much. Love is actually a very, very important thing, all right? And over the years, the word love has been bastardized by different persons. And I will want to define love as putting someone else's needs before yours, all right? So I want to make use of an example of a mother. Now, if a mother, maybe a child is ravenous and the mother is ravenous to you're hungry. See, if the mother has 500 naira, the mother will want to spend it on the child. That's because the mother loves the child. They want the love. That's what they call the love, because the child needs to come before the mother. That's the example of love.
Okay.
You get. So it has to be putting somebody. Doesn't mean you have to kill yourself. No. You get my point.
Okay.
So it has to be. You just have to consider the person first. Most of the things that you think about, the person comes first. You get. Now maybe as a guy, you want to venture into business. You think about the lady. Join me. Let's think. Let's meet minds.
Let's rub minds.
You get. Yeah. Let's meet minds. You get. So that person's needs have to come before yours. Even if you are going to a job or particular thing, you have to consider the person. Will it affect this my partner?
Okay.
Will all my attention not be sold into this my job? So that's just the most of the concept of that love.
So in other words, love is putting someone else's needs before yours.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's take a look at the next word in this context. How would you define lust?
All right. I think the word lust is actually ambiguous.
Okay.
Yeah. In the relationship context, lust will be taken or carried away by what you see.
Okay.
What you hear.
Being physically attracted to someone.
Physically attracted to what you see.
Okay.
Like most guys today, they are moved by voluptuous ladies. They are moved by voluptuous ladies. They're not actually moved by. See, they just want to show off. They want to showcase that this is the person I'm with. There's this phrase or this cliche that people normally use now. They want everybody to comment God when in their post.
Okay. So they are looking for trophy women.
Of course. You understand? So this is that voluptuous lady. They want to. So they sometimes confuse that thing for love. Most of the time, they want to always call the person. They want to always see the person. They want to always go out to the person to showcase. It's not actually love.
Okay.
You get. They just move by this.
By the person's appearance.
Of course, not actually what they feel.
Okay.
You understand what they feel from the heart.
Okay.
Just what they are moved by the physics stuff. the flesh.
Okay.
You understand? So that's just it, basically.
And then, of course, there's the third one, which is obsession.
Obsession.
You know, obsession is often mistaken for love, right? This is because when someone is obsessed, for instance, they tend to go the extra mile to do certain things that might suggest that they are actually acting in that person's favor.
Yeah.
But when you take a look at the extremes of those things that they're doing, you get to realize that it's really not love after all.
Of course, yeah.
That, you know, there's something else that's driving them. There's another driving force entirely.
Yeah.
So how do you know when someone is obsessed and not in love?
All right. You know, this obsession thing is I don't know the point right now, but many persons are upset, but they actually think they're in love.
Okay.
All right. Now, for example, now most people in relationship, they don't want to give the partner breathing space. That definitely does not love. If
They're obsessed.
They're crazily obsessed.
Okay.
Now, if you actually love someone, sometimes you want to give the person breathing space so the person can be happy. Okay, I'm at work and you keep calling me and you keep saying that person's voice I hear is not the female voice that I hear. That will lead to jeopardy. That's not love. You're pushing me to the wall.
Okay.
You want to make me go crazy. I'll not be happy. And in love, you have to be happy. There has to be a certain great amount of happiness. But this one, if you are pushing me to the wall, I'll fall into melancholy. I'll start thinking like, okay, let me do what to please this person. You know, I want to please this person. Then it becomes bogus
So
life.
the person begins to walk on eggshells.
You understand? So I begin to live this kind of bogus life. I'll start pretending to please you. And of course, I won't be happy internally.
And you won't be yourself.
I won't be myself. I will not be pretending when you are there. And that's not really love. Love is I just have to be free. I can do nothing things where you are, and you like me like that. You get?
Okay.
So that obsession now comes with extremity. You understand? That's what I put it.
Okay. Now we've seen several cases of men who went as far as inflicting bodily harm on, you know, people they claim to be in love with.
Yeah.
You see guys who are in relationships and you begin to hear stories of them, you know, like I saw a particular video, for instance, on Facebook of a guy who stabbed his girlfriend in the belly and she was in the pool of her blood, right? I don't know what happened between them. I think the girl also harmed him somehow because both of them were bleeding profusely, right? Now, news has it that it was on account of something that happened between them. It was on account of, you know, the guy suspecting her of having an affair with someone else. Now, some persons have also argued that it is way better to just call it quits if you can no longer, you know, tolerate certain things rather than going as far as inflicting bodily harm. Now, wouldn't you consider that an act of obsession?
Yeah. That should be a wonderful example of obsession.
Okay.
Yeah. See, the person that you love, you don't want to see them hurt. Or you don't want to see them hurt psychologically, emotionally, physically. In fact, if you love a flower, most of the time, let me use that particular Chinese phrase. If you love a flower, you don't pluck it and eat it. You keep watering it.
Okay.
Now, if you love someone,
so you want to watch it grow.
Just want to watch it grow. You want to keep that. You want to see it blossom. You won't hurt them. You do everything. You be their vigilante. You want to protect them at all costs. So going the extreme to want to hurt someone, that's not love. But love will not push you. In fact, love will stop you from hurting the ones you claim to love.
Okay, but some persons have also argued that first off, that's the example I just gave is an offshoot of jealousy or insecurity, right? And then there are people who argue that jealousy is a sign of love. That it takes someone who loves you to be jealous over you.
All right. Okay.
What's your take on that?
Let me step into that.
Okay.
They said, I think there's this disparity between jealousy and insecurity.
Okay.
Jealousy is angry or sad. Somebody have what you want. Insecurity is you are scared to lose what you have.
Okay, but there's also the dimension of jealousy that suggests that, you know, you might be scared of losing someone. For example, you're in a relationship with someone and you're scared that the person you're with might be giving attention to someone else, which might lead to you losing that person to the other person.
That's what I'm saying right now.
Okay, so you think that is not jealousy?
No. See, if I'm feeling insecure, I'm afraid that they want to come and steal something from me. The jealousy, like the denotative meaning of jealousy is Like you're angry or sad that somebody have what you want.
Okay.
This your partner is already yours.
Okay.
There's no need to be angry or sad for that. But insecurity is you are scared to lose what you have. So people actually misconstrue both of them. You understand?
Okay.
You understand? That's what the concept about it.
Now, we've seen people who claim to be in love, but if you tell them, okay, for example, there are some ladies that will tell you that, say, some guys cannot stand a sexless relationship, right? And then the moment you tell some guys that, see, there's no sex in this relationship, we're just going to keep it, you know, casual, you know, keep it as platonic as possible. And then they'll tell you, no, it can't work. Now, how can such guys claim to be in love? Do you think that's love? Do you think love is possible without coupling, without sex?
Yeah. Actually,
because we're looking at this now as regards, you know, the lust part. You know, this is like a tripod: love, lust, and obsession. So I want us to look at it holistically. So do you think it's possible for someone to be in love without being lustful?
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. That is very, very, very possible. In fact, I think it's more healthy not to have sex, especially in this period, not to have sex in a relationship.
Okay.
Because most times right now, you see some guys, they get tired of the relationship when the sex becomes too much. Before you know it, they want to look elsewhere for fresher meat. You understand? So
okay.
It's actually
do
possible.
you mean do you by any means are you by any means referring to over familiarity?
Yeah, over familiarity.
So you get too familiar with it.
Yes. Sometimes maturity comes in. Maturity. What is that? Let's have a talk, right? Let's have a tete-a-tete. Like, what should we and what should we not do? See, if the girl says she doesn't want, that's when the love comes in. You have to respect it because it's not bad for her to reject sex. She says she want to keep it for you. As a responsible man, you should applaud her.
Okay.
And do your level best to protecting that stuff, protecting everything about it.
Knowing very well that it's still going to be yours in the long run.
Yours for eternity. So
okay.
You don't have to rush. That's where the love comes in. So most of the time, love brings in understanding. No matter how crazy somebody can be, it brings in understanding. Sometimes that love for that person. See, if the girl say, I don't want that, if you force yourself or you get to do it, maybe
against her will.
Yes. You will hurt her, and somebody that you love, you can't hurt the person. So that's when maturity comes in. You know, so that maturity there have to be this agreement, this consensus that we don't want this particular thing now because, well, it's not actually a need. It's not actually a basic thing that we need right now.
Okay.
Because it's just like a flash before you know it's gone. You know, sex ends once it ends in bed. It doesn't continue.
Okay.
The feeling is ethereal. We know that.
Okay.
But it's just, how do I put it? It's ephemeral. You get, it's just lasting for a very short time.
Okay.
You get, so it's not something that prolongs. So if you really, really love the person, you want to see reasons why the person say, I don't want, and I'm not keeping it for you. That's better. As a man with sagacity, you need to understand that, okay, I'm good with it.
Okay.
You get, and flow with it, and you see everything going smoothly. Understand?
All right, thank you very much. Just in case you're just joining us, it's the Guys Hangout show on Independent Television, and tonight we're taking a look at love, lust, and obsession. Now, it's a very interesting topic because, like I said in the opening, these three concepts are closely knitted. They are closely related, and if care is not taken, there's a tendency for you to get them mixed up, right? But they are, three distinct concepts. All right, now, Mike.
Yep.
You said earlier, just before I interrupted you, that there are people who feel entitled to a woman's body. There are guys who believe, just because they're in a relationship with a lady, they should have unfettered access to her body. Now, if you tell them what you just said, that they have to respect a woman's decision to keep herself till marriage, they will also tell you that, well, at least I'm taking care of her. Does that also mean that I should withdraw my finances or do you understand? No. What do you make of that kind of notion? All
right, that's a poorer mentality. A man that has future plans for a lady and matured upstairs, we don't want to do that. First of all, I don't think she forced you into spending for her. Okay. It was out of willingness.
But we've also seen situations where a lady would, gaslight or manipulate a man into spending for her. Some of them don't outrightly ask
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You understand? I mean, Valentine just came to an end, and of course you know what that means. A lot of guys were under intense pressure, to live up to certain expectations, like buying gifts, sending money, taking care of her and all of that. Some of these ladies don't outrightly ask.
Yeah.
All they do is just complain and tell you, oh, I need to make my hair.
Begin to compare you with.
Do you understand? And begin to, in fact, some of them will even tell you about their friends and what their friends' boyfriends are doing for them.
Guess what? Do you know that my friend Benedicta, the boyfriend,
exactly,
indirect.
Exactly. So some guys see that as an indirect mode of making demands or making requests. What do you make of that?
All right. If you don't have, let the person know you don't have.
Okay.
That's where it comes. In the outset of the relationship, you should know you want to get, to this thing with, the person, this extravagant person, this person is spendthrift, only want to ask you for money and everything. It's not the kind of person you are with.
You're dealing with, okay.
When at the outset of the relationship, you knew that this is the kind of person that it is, and you went eventually.
So you're saying that guys should take their time to vet,
of course,
the ladies that they are getting involved with.
Them, but not for too long.
Okay.
But you don't be too long. And study them, you know the kind of person you are with. Because some of them can just change up their colors so that camouflage.
And surprises on you. Okay.
Understand? So the truth of the matter is that most of these guys, they don't force you. See, if you know your pocket, go along with the pockets. You don't have to kill yourself. If a guy dies because of a girl, another guy will follow.
Continue from where he stopped.
Not just that, another guy will follow her to your burial. That's the painful part of it. So you don't have to die for a lady. Do the way your pockets can
cut your coat according to your cloth.
Of course, according to your cloth. You understand? So just do the way you think you do. Don't go beyond that. Don't go beyond to please. Human wants are insatiable. You can borrow 1 billion for her. She will still go for somebody that will give out 5 million. So just do your level best and leave the rest. Understand? So a mature lady will understand.
A mature lady,
of course.
I think that's very key, because the sad thing is, a lot of, just like you said, a lot of guys do not take their time to study the kind of ladies that they're getting involved with.
Moved by what they saw. Let me just go into later. We'll begin to understand ourselves. Sometimes predicament begin to come up,
and it begins to reveal people's true colors.
Good. That's when you now hear that if I knew this how you were, I wouldn't have entered a relationship with. That's a pang. For people to hear. If I knew you were like this,
okay.
You knew from the outset. You just turned the blind eyes.
So you mean guys tend to ignore the red flags from the start?
They tend to, I beg, and this is the kind of person I want body-wise. Just enter, but later they begin to see some terrible things.
Surprises. Okay.
You understand?
Now, you said something earlier about the fear of losing, one's partner.
Yeah.
As one of the reasons why some guys do what they do, right? Now, do you also agree? Because some persons will tell you that, say, if you want to know if someone loves you, or if something belongs to you, or if you're a bird, I think there's an adage like that. Like if you want to know if your bird is loyal to you, release it, let it fly away, right? If it comes back to you, then it's yours. But if it doesn't come back, then it means it was never yours in the first place. Do you think that rule also applies to relationships?
No, of course. Yeah, somebody that really loves you will not want to see you be alone. The person will wants to be with you. Not in the case of the obsession.
Okay.
He wants to be with you. He wants to ask about you. Like he
wants to check up on you. Wants to know what's up with you.
I just want to know if you're okay. Oh, you're busy. All right. We can talk some other time. Maturity. So the person that really loves you want to stay in thick and in thin. No matter. See, the person that really loves you, if a problem arises, he won't threaten you with, I will just leave you. We'll break up. That's childishness. The person that really loves you will be like, okay, after the altercation, all right, it's okay. All right,
what's the way forward? Can we sort things out?
You know you were wrong. I'm wrong, actually. I'm sorry, but you know you were wrong, and I will not want that to repeat itself. Be a smooth relationship.
Okay.
Understand? So the person that really loves you will not want to leave or threaten you with, I'm going to leave, and that kind of stuff. Understand?
Now, how do you deal with this fear of losing a partner? Do you think it's a sign of insecurity, or do you think it's a healthy feeling that anyone that's in love should have?
Yeah, but it should not be too extreme. Now, if I love my phone because it has so much content, I will not want to lose. I'll protect it with my life. In fact, when I bought the taxi, I always remove my pocket and hold it in my hand. That's because of the value I place on the phone.
Okay.
Now, if I'm afraid to lose someone, to me, is one of the peak of love. If I'm not afraid to lose you, it means you don't love them. No worth.
Okay.
To me, and there's no love. I've gotten what I want from you, then you can go. But if I have this menial phobia to lose you, of course, it means that there is love. That's just the concept about it. So your partner must have this tiny fear, like this insecurity. It mustn't be jealous, because sometimes jealousy leads to something crazy. Your emotions will just get the better part of you, and you see yourself doing things that you are not actually or didn't plan for. So that tint of insecurity is actually good. It's actually a good sign. It's a green flag to me. So your partner must have this a little bit of fear, like of not wanting to lose you.
Of losing you. Okay. Now let's take a look at the concept of patience and perseverance, right? As regards love, as regards relationship. Do you think people of this generation are patient enough? Do you think they persevere enough? Because a lot of times you hear stories, or you hear people say stuff like, "See, I have zero tolerance for nonsense. If you misbehave, in fact, I can't even tolerate any drama from anybody." Like, everybody is just so quick to move on. So do you think that's healthy?
I think it's fearfully unhealthy, because then we're in the Gen Z era, whereby people just believe relationship now is more of sex. If you see some guys now, some guys can have their friend, you are very foolish for not sleeping with this girl till now. You understand? So that kind of particular pressure now, it hits on the guy or the girl, or maybe a girl is not actually gaining so much from the guy. There's this pressure from the friends that you're not actually gaining from this guy. Now, for the patience talks inside. Now, the patience there is not actually there anymore. They don't see, most of the females want to make quick money. They just want to. They think that a relationship now is an asset. Is like a means of getting money. So if you're not able
it's a means to an end now.
Of course, like if you are working and you're not giving them money, they keep giving you some signals. Like, see, I'm giving you from now till this particular period.
And if you can't live up to expectation,
I want to buy this Bone Street or Bone Bend, whatever. If you're not able to meet up to the time, I will quit. They will threaten you, and that guy will fall into depression or melancholy.
All right,
you understand?
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. I really wish we had more time to expatiate on this. We really do have to go. I want to say a very big thank you to you for being a part of the show. We've been taking a look at love, lust, and obsession. Now, these three concepts are very, very related, but at the same time, they are different. They are distinct. Okay, but here's the most important thing in all of this: whatever you do, ensure that you do it in the spirit of love, right? See, there's a tendency for us to be selfish sometimes, right? We just get carried away by what we need and what we want, but it must not be at the expense of someone else. Okay? Yes, we advocate that guys should prioritize themselves, but at the same time, you must understand that you do not exist in a vacuum. So whatever you do, put the interest of your partner into consideration. It's been the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television. My name is Harry Aigbo J, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, this is me saying stay out of trouble and enjoy the rest of your night.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
ITV, certainly the best.
is Anegbete community, situated in Isako Central Local Government Area of Edo State. It is an agrarian community with united people that promotes unity and oneness for peaceful coexistence. The inhabitants of the community migrated from Benin, the cradle of black civilization, a kingdom where king is truly king. The ancestors of Anegbete saw that age was the main determinant of leadership in the rural setting, and the eldest man in the settlement was regarded as the leader who presided over meetings, and his authority is held in high esteem. To further strengthen this unique system of leadership, age group evolved in Anegbete. In Anegbete, age group is categorized into two, that is, the common and the noble. Anegbete is rich in cultural heritage, as the community at noon saw the commitment of the festival with the first set rolled out in beauty colors to showcase their might and strength, indicating their feats.
ITV, certainly the best.
Our topic today on Woman to Woman is Safety Matters, Drive Like a Queen. And we have somebody here who is going to be discussing with us. She is a passionate road safety advocate and National Public Enlightenment Officer, head of Celebrity Special Marshals in Nigeria, as well as the founder and president of On the Highway Africa. She has been instrumental in promoting road safety awareness and advocating for responsible driving practices. Her dedication to saving lives on the road has earned her numerous awards, recognition, and respect in the industry. With her tireless efforts, she continues to inspire a culture of safety and responsibility among road users in Nigeria and beyond. Hence, she is with me on the program, Woman to Woman. Please join me as we make welcome Julie Chi Unwaha. Hello, Julie. Julie is actually joining us from Lagos. Hello, Julie.
Hello, Adesola. How are you today?
So happy to have you join us today on the program. So your resume is quite impressive and huge. Thank you for all you do on the road.
Thank you so much.
So today we want to talk about women on the road, how they can drive like queens, some of the things they can put into consideration while driving. Because when you see some women on the road, you feel very pity for them, and then you feel pity too for other road users. So my very first question to you this afternoon, Julie, is, are there anything special in a vehicle that is restricted to only the male? Or if there are other special features restricted to only women in a car?
No, absolutely no, none.
Okay.
It's a gender-free.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, now that you have said that, I'd like to ask you this other one, because we want to enlighten women on the road. Sometimes the way we drive gives room to question the driver's license we're holding. Now, what are the top distractions women drivers face, and how can they avoid them? The top distractions that women drivers face on the road, and how they can avoid these distractions.
Thank you very much, Adesola, and I want to say a very big Happy New Year to all users. First and foremost, women drivers are expected to be the best drivers on the highway, but the find out that there's a lot engaging them when they are on wheels. First and foremost, one of the top distractions for women drivers are phone calls and notifications, especially the Gen Zs that want to be there always. Or they want to have their phones on, they want to be responding to every call they receive or notification, especially those on social media. So this is a bad habit, and I believe they should stop it because they are constituting danger to both themselves and to other road users. Another thing that distracts women on the road is food. They want to eat something. They are grabbing something, grabbing a drink, grabbing something to eat. This is also a no-no when you are on the steering. When you're on the steering, you need total concentration because you are not driving only for yourself, you're also driving for the other road user. So you are expected to be very articulate at what you are doing, and also be concentrating. Most times you see women driving with their children. Children are also another source of distraction for women on the highway and on the roads too. They tend to be tending to their children while driving, and in the process, anything can happen, you know. So another top distraction for women drivers. And something you won't even believe, women are applying makeup while driving. That's grooming, trying to apply makeup, lipstick, eye pencils, trying to look stylish, trying to like put on their hair gears. All these are major distraction because they have not finished making up at home and they are rushing to the venue of whatever appointment they have, and they tend to be doing the remaining one on while they are driving. This is a no-no. So uh another one is when you have women driving and they are conversing with their other passengers. It's also a no-no. These are some of the ways that top distraction for women. Um, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Julie. Now, let's deal with these issues that you've mentioned. You talked about breastfeeding while driving, eating while driving, conversing while driving, and the mother of all, applying makeup while driving. We're not talking about the passengers now, we're talking about the drivers. I've seen a couple of women try to look good while driving. You're driving, you're powdering your face, you're applying makeup, you're doing all of that. I see them a lot, okay? So how do we address these issues? What should be the best practice? A woman with a baby, your baby is crying, you need to breastfeed. That we know that, but must you breastfeed while you're driving? We have seen a couple of women like that, so many like that have lost count. They do that nearly every morning when they are rushing out or rushing to do school runs. So what should be the best practice when a woman is driving and you have the urge to make your face up, to breastfeed your child, to eat while you're driving, and you see that one of conversing, that parliament that is usually held inside a car, that one is crazy. So how do we address these issues?
Women drivers to pull over. You can pull over to the side of the road, especially a safe shoulder of the road to touch up your face or to eat or to breastfeed your baby, especially if the baby is crying. It's better for you to be safe and to be late to where you are going than to be late. That is one of the most essential for you as a mother, because you're also supposed to be protecting the people around you. Protect yourself, protect your baby, and protect the other road user. So that common practice of breastfeeding should stop. It's a total distraction for you as a mother, because if you are breastfeeding your baby, you'll be distracted and you are also an accident waiting to happen. So the best you can do is, it won't take you time. It's just like a couple of some minutes, maybe 4 to like 5, and you are done. And the baby will be okay, and you will be okay, and you continue your journey instead of constituting a stumbling block for other road users. In terms for makeup, of course you can. Just pull over, put on your lipstick, put on a dab of powder here and there, And when you get to your venue, you can go to the powder room and do the remaining one. It's better to be alive.
Okay, we're going to take a very short break now. When we come back, I'll be asking you other questions. Do stay tuned. We'll take that short break now.
ITV. ITV, certainly the best.
All right, thank you very much for staying tuned to the program Woman to Woman on Independent Television. And we are talking with Julie Chi Nwoha, a passionate road safety advocate and National Public Enlightenment Officer and head of Celebrity Special Marshals in Nigeria, as well as the founder and president of On the Highway Africa. And she has done so much to save lives on the road. And she's joining us from Lagos State. Okay, Julie, let's talk about safety for the women now. The first one I want to talk about is the issue of harassment on the road. Several times, some men are not, honestly, they are not friendly on the road, particularly when a woman is driving a fine car. They will make bad comments about that woman. They will badmouth the woman. And trust women, we will want to reply. Most of us will want to reply. And that few seconds of taking your attention away from the road, something may just happen. Usually, something usually happens. Either you hit the vehicle in front of you, or you hit the pavement, or you hit a pedestrian, or something will just happen to create gridlock on the road. So how can we deal with all of this harassment, insults, and whatever on the road, particularly from the other gender?
That's more like a road rage. You know, trying to like have a fight on the road. When you are driving, expect anything. And you should, as a woman, be very tolerant of everyone on the highway, on the road, when you drive. So I would like to advise my fellow women when they drive that when you have such kind of distraction, you do all you can to make sure that you control yourself. It has to do with control. It has to do with you being able to hold your grievance or anything that can distract you while you are driving, because you have a focus. And the focus is the destination of where you are going to. You don't look at any other one. It's even a distraction to your destination. So whenever you have such kind of road rage, what you do is to make sure that you appease the other fellow, no matter who is right or who is wrong. The bottom line is that you keep peace and allow peace to reign. Even when they bat your car. There was a particular time I just picked up a brand new vehicle from one of the automotive dealers in Lagos. We were just driving out right outside of that gate. A man bashed the vehicle, brand new, tear over. We were just driving out. The vehicle doesn't even have a number yet. We were yet to fix a number. And he bashed us. I looked at the man and I was like, what happened? He looked dejected, and from all indication, he was like very unhappy. I came down from the vehicle and asked him, what was the problem? Why did you do this? He started apologizing, and in the long run, I found out that he was a senior lecturer in one of the top universities in Nigeria, and he was having a bad day. Some people bring their bad days to the road. And such kind of bad days, and you're not supposed to be on the wheels at all. So I had to like, okay, where do we go from here? What do we do? Do you know he didn't even have the money to fix that vehicle? So that brings me to the issue of insurance.
Wow.
We have to like bring in insurance into such kind of matter, so that when there is a bash between two vehicles, you exchange your insurance, the policy, and then you could be taken care of, so that we'll not have someone as old as your grandfather lying down and begging you, and you will be looking at other road user will be looking at you like, you are very wicked. This old man begging you, lying down. But begging me and lying down will not fix the vehicle. So insurance will help us fix the vehicle. And I tell you, we shouldn't bring our rage or our anger to the road. That will create a lot of chaos. And
that brings me to another question. Bringing anger to the road, you're fatigued, you're tired. There are some women, even when they are tired, they still want to drive. I don't know if it's a taste thing or the stubbornness in us. You're tired. You have not slept. You didn't have a good night's rest. Yet you put your vehicle on the road to drive. And when anything happens, you direct your problem to village people. So how do we deal with this?
That's fatigue. Fatigue can significantly impair driving ability. You know, you take a break, stay hydrated, and get enough rest to stay alert. You take water, go to a nearby, maybe a store or a supermarket, take walk for some few minutes, and then regain your energy, and then prioritize your life. Your life is very important to you as a woman, as a man, as anyone that is standing behind the wheels on the highway. It is very necessary and very important that you put your life first, because it is when you are alive that you can drive.
Woman to woman, I'm not trying to draw you back, but I want to look at the position of the law. A woman who is driving and breastfeeding at the same time, driving with a child on her laps. It's not as if men don't do it, they do it. I see a lot of men who do that, but I'm particularly concerned about the women, because sometimes we may not be that fast to react to situation, you know, because of that fear, that shock and all of that. Once an accident happens, the first thing a woman does is to scream, like those of you in Lagos, Mogbeo, that kind of a thing, you know. And those of us in Benin here, you know. So maybe because a woman will not be able to react very fast, those that carry babies on their lap, those who breastfeed, those who eat, in a bit to pick something from where you kept your food, just that few minutes of taking your eyes off the road, anything stupid can just happen. What is the position of the law on this issue?
You are not expected, the law stated it clearly, you are not expected to eat or drink or be distracted on the road while you are driving. Driving needs a focus. It needs concentration. And if you are found eating or breastfeeding your baby while you are driving, it is punishable under the law. And if you are caught, you'll be taken to court, and the law will come after you. You cannot escape it. There's nothing like you are begging somebody, oh, Mogbe, or whatever, whatever exclamation you're going to make, you make it. But after your exclamation, you will still be taken to court for interrogation, and the law is going to come after you. And you will be either fined or, depending on the weight of what has happened, you may be going to prison for it.
But unfortunately, women still do it. Even with this enlightenment campaign that we're doing here, tomorrow you will find 4, 5, 6 women who will do this. And the issue of taking one way, beating traffic, and all of that. I don't know if some of us women keep part of our brains at home when we're driving. If somebody beats traffic, it's a woman. And there are some group of women who will stand right there in the middle of the road, buying stuff from the road. And when you talk, is a problem. How do we deal with this? How do we sensitize women? How do we get into their heads to let them know that many of these things are wrong, particularly if the woman is driving a fine car and that person is a Gen Z, believing that any traffic officers that come should be able to just stretch her hands and that will be okay?
I tell you, women are what will I call, I'm a woman, it's a special being. We are all special beings. We want to do all our shopping while we are sitting down on the steering. We want to buy meat, soup, everything, vegetable. And we're not even prepared to park, some of us, not all of us. Some of us that don't have that kind of training, that kind of discipline, want to really do anything anyhow. Have you noticed that some women even hold their children to the road and they put their handbag at the other side? These are not even women that are driving. I'm talking about women that are walking on the road, taking their children to school. They put their children on the road and they put the handbag at the other side, protecting the handbag and leaving the child at the mercy of God. You know, when it comes to woman matter, it's a big thing. It's a big thing for us. It's a big thing for federal road safety because we keep talking. And that's why you see the enlightenment is every day, every time. We just keep talking. Just like you said, the women look like they're stubborn. You ask, why will you stop me? Is it your car? It's my car. If I bash it, it's my car. I'll fix it. And then you now want, it's not only about your car or being bashed or that. It's for the other road user. That's why we are explaining this to you. I stop a lot of women asking them, oh, please, can you take your child to the back seat? Because a child under the age of 12 is not expected to sit in front of the vehicle. When you see these women, the child even want to sit in front of the vehicle. The mother is not aware of the age limitation that is hindering that child from sitting in the front of the vehicle. And they're just going, everything is fine. The woman is on her seatbelt, the child isn't on his seatbelt, making matter worse for a number of people, both themselves and the other road users. So we say, women, please allow this information of safety to reach you properly. Be disciplined. You are mothers. And even if you are not yet a mother, you are going to be a mother. Don't murder people on the road. Be a good mother. These are some of the things we keep saying every day. Like you see, and like you always comment on my social media handle. Every day I am talking. Every moment on the road, I am saying one thing or the other, talking to women, asking them, must you park beside the market road? Park properly, buy what you want to buy, put it in your car and go. Anything can happen when you are window shopping, while you are still in your vehicle and you are buying stuff. So we keep saying this and we will not stop saying it until there's going to be a law when those kind of people are caught. But I tell you, there's a law. It's just that sometimes we are a bit soft.
Is usually the problem.
On that area. We are a bit soft on that area, but it's not that we are soft. It's just that it's not. You just want to keep enlightening people. You want to educate people. You inform. You keep saying. You keep talking it, and that's why we are taking road safety down to the nursery, where you have children road safety advocates, so that when the child wants to sit in front of the vehicle, he or she by him or herself will tell you, oh no, until I'm 12, I cannot sit in front of any car. And when they are sitting behind, they are also expected to use their seat belt, because in the instance of eventuality, you can still be harmed. So it's always very necessary and very important for you as a road user, as a motorist, as a driver, whether you're a woman or a man, the vehicle doesn't know. You just know that someone is driving. And the way you drive that vehicle is whether the vehicle will take you home or take you home. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I do. Just before we go, Julie, let me ask you this last question before we leave, because our time is really up. Now, a woman loses her tire on the road, or she gets a flat tire where she cannot get help. Is she expected to remain there or just walk away? Because most women have been robbed doing that.
A smart woman will know how to fix a tire. First and foremost, once you are prepared to drive a car, please learn how to fix a tire. If you cannot fix a tire, then make sure you have you check your vehicle every morning. It's very good. It's very, very essential for you to check your vehicle every day. Although the vehicle can develop a fault, but try and see that you are in a safe place. Make a call quickly for you to have a help. Not the one your car will break down and all you do is park your car and you walk away expecting your husband to come and pick it, or the mechanic. No, it is for you to look for available help immediately. Put on your seat caution, which is very important for you to have. Put a seat caution there, make a call, look around if you are going to find a organizer around there, and call the organizer.
In 30 seconds, what's your parting word for the woman?
For the woman, I will keep saying, and I will continue to say to everyone, that road safety is everybody's business.
Okay, thank you so much, Julie, for joining us on the program, Woman to Woman. We hope to do this again someday.
Why not? Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, women, this is it for today. If you must drive, drive like a queen. Stay alive and keep other people alive. Be a mother, not a murderer. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
This is ITV. Certainly the best. ITV. Certainly the best. ITV. 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 Certainly the best. ITV. Certainly the best.
Hello viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. A lot is currently happening in Nigeria, especially in the area of insecurity. So we're going to be looking at the life sentence that was actually given to the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, and the possible socio-political implications that it's going to be having in the country. I am Caroline Okonji on Viewpoint. So let's go talk to some of our resource persons and residents of Edo State to hear what their reactions going to be about this particular topic. I am Caroline once again on Viewpoint.
I'm not surprised I was given a life sentence. In fact, I would say that it's even lucky. Because at a point during the trial, he disposed of his team of lawyers. He said he wanted to defend himself. You are not a lawyer, you are standing trial, a trial that the punishment is either life imprisonment or death. So I would say that it's even lucky. At the end of the day, the judge opted to give him life imprisonment in spite of all the provocations, insulting the judges, insulting the lawyers and all that. I think the punishment was even fair on him. You understand? That's the way I look at it. Then if we are talking about the political implication, of course, one would have expected that the president, being that they've actually, at times, they try to talk peace with Boko Haram terrorists, they try to make peace with bandits that are busy ravaging the northern part of the country. One would have expected that he should have also been given an olive leaf to ensure that there will be peace in the east. Because whether you like it or not, he has thousands or millions of sympathizers that are in the east, especially in the east. Even around the world, you also have some people that are actually very sympathetic to whatever is agitating for, whether rightly or wrongly. So I would have expected the president to leverage on that issue by granting him that amnesty, just like the way they did to Igboho and co. Because of course, at a point, those ones were also agitating in the western part of the country. He was able to give them, he was able to settle with them, just as we also had with men in the southern side of the south of the country. We also, Yar'Adua then, when he was alive, was able to grant them amnesty to ensure that there was peace there. Nobody was disturbing the pipelines and everything was going very fine. So I would have expected that this administration would have tried to leverage on that in order to create that enough peace in the east. Because as we are still talking, the sit-at-home order that they are giving is still very relevant, is still being enforced in some states in the east, like especially in Owerri, Imo State. They still observe it. In some other states, they also observe it. So people, even when you want to travel to the east now, you become very apprehensive because you know that you don't know what will happen because of that sit-at-home order and all that. So I felt that the federal government should have leveraged on that. But for him to have said he wanted to defend himself, we as lawyers immediately made that decision. We knew that there was nothing that was going to save him. Because no matter how you feel that you know the law, you cannot know the law like a lawyer. You know, the lawyers would have been able to look at his the case that was presented by the prosecution and be able to raise a very good, robust defense, raise enough maybe probably discrepancies and loopholes in the prosecution's defense that would have warranted him being maybe being discharged and acquitted of this offence. But he opted to say he wanted to defend himself, that he never needed lawyers again, and this is where we are. Since the trial started, even when he has been convicted now, we have actually not seen an upsurge in the security situation in the East. So it seems as if people have also accepted that he has been convicted and nobody's saying anything. For now, I don't know. It's possible they might have plans to say they want to come out to the street, or to have plans to start demonstrating, or maybe attacking government and government institutions and all that. Nobody knows. But for the now, it has actually not affected anything. It has not increased the insecurity in those regions more than where it was before. It has not at all.
I want to say that the sentence given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the judgment itself and the sentence that followed from the judgment, they were very fair to him, very fair. Ordinarily, the law provides for a death sentence for such an offense. But the judge, in his wisdom, decided to give him life imprisonment, which is still a subject of controversy in the legal sphere. Now, the question should be: did the judgment flow from the facts, evidence before court? And the answer that will follow is yes. When a prosecution closes its case, they've led evidence as to how they allude or claim that a person committed an offense. It is the duty of that person to allow himself, by way of calling witnesses, to debunk what the prosecution has said. But what the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, did was to choose, rather than defend himself, he chose to attack the court, was questioning the court at every point, challenging the court's authority over him. That's not how a trial proceeds. And the judge had no choice at that point but to bring his defense to an end, since obviously his action, he's saying that he doesn't have a defense. So the court in his wisdom brought his defense to an end and went ahead to move the matter straight for judgment, since there was really nothing to defend anymore. And when he was also asked to make a written address, rather than make written address, he brought a motion upon which he attached an address. It is that address the court now took as his further address in the matter. So the judgment itself, to me, is sound. Now, coming to the circumstances of security challenge in this country, whether that judgment will aggravate security challenge in this country, I will tell you, security situation in this country is already bad. So we should not, with this our fear of, if I take this step, security challenge will increase. If I take that step, security challenge, that is what has aggravated the security situation in this country. Each step we take, we are looking at, one person, every person, somebody must be offended. That's the truth. As a leader, you are not there to go and serve ice cream. Your job is to go there and deliver justice, no matter whose horse is God. If it is the Igbo man today, give justice to and against him where it's not necessary. If it's an Hausa man, do the same. If it's a Yoruba man, do the same. That is the only issue. The problem people are having is that while you are imprisoning and sentencing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are begging and placarding the Fulanis that are and other tribes that are presently causing mayhem in this country, because we have seen them. Because people they try to say, the filmmaker that made the movie The Head wanted to just bring bad name to the Fulanis. But we see every day on social media, the Fulanis, the headsmen, they celebrate their actions. And when you see the ones celebrating their actions in the bush, they are Fulanis. They will show you their captives in the bush. So if all the media space is filled up, TikTok is filled up with Fulani headsmen that are keeping people in captivity in the name of they are now in charge of security of this country. They are showing off how much they have decimated the security situation in this country. Then you say we should not talk about their tribe. We should talk about their tribe. Every tribe has bad egg, and it should be dealt with as such. You should not look at the tribe's name. Now you talk about how the Igbos will react. The truth is, the Igbo man has suffered a lot in this country. I will not mince words in saying it. The Igbo man has suffered a lot. I was in Jos Plateau State in 2008 when the Jos crisis was at its peak. Igbo man suffered a lot. You know, the painful part, when you will now go to the police station and the court, when you expect to see a large number of persons that were arrested, you will see them today that over 300 persons are in custody. Come next week, nobody is there. No trial takes place. It's as if we treat this security situation as if it's just two fighting. Two people fought yesterday. We just say, don't do it again. We pat them at the back and go home. People die. No, somebody has died. It's not a case of two people fought. It's now a serious offense that must be dealt with all the importance attached to it. In America, one person went and killed somebody in front of the White House there. Killed somebody there. If you see the way the government took it, it's as if they took it as if it is the whole war, as if it was a war. They gave it all the seriousness required. But here, when somebody is killed here, we treat it as if it's foul that was killed. When people, the government will just treat it as if take for example the way they dealt with this Akure, is it Kwara State church kidnapping, where people with people with firearms, brandishing firearms, come into a church and started committing havoc, wreaking havoc, shooting at people. Then they took some away. Then the next day, the government came out proudly, without shame, to say they are happy to announce that they have rescued these people. Then why, after rescuing, what did you now do to those who came to commit the offense?
In my opinion, it's very, very unfortunate that the Nigerian society has degenerated to this extent that we find ourselves judicially and politically. The silence of good people in the face of oppression and cruelty is an injustice to justice. I will not fail to lend my voice against the political conviction, because the offense or the crime committed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not warrant life imprisonment, because though his actions cannot be in any way justifiable, but when there is an incitement of public, there is a provision for it. And when you talk about treason, there must be an evidence that the persons who is being charged for treason has in any way connived or collaborated or conspired with other persons in quest to usurp the powers of the state. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, he only made verbal statements. There was no evidence that he bear arms. There was no evidence that he waged war against the Nigerian state, and there was no evidence that he killed anybody. So why should he be sentenced to life imprisonment when we have seen recently that the so-called repentant Boko Haram who have killed, who have raped, who have kidnapped, who have waged war, who have committed genocide, we are being forgiven, so to say, by the Nigerian state and be infused into the Nigerian military formation. That's to say, they will grant presidential pardon. These are the persons who have openly killed, who have steal, and who have destroyed. We have equally seen another terrorist who were arrested, charged to court, and was given just 20 years imprisonment. Meanwhile, in the case of Kanu, someone who have never been seen bearing arms, who have never seen being killing someone, who have never seen destroy anything, was sentenced to life imprisonment. I have this to say. This is a political convention, not a lawful or a judicial convention. If it were to be in accordance with the law, he would have been given 5, 6, 10 years, as the case may be, imprisonment, not to be sentenced to life imprisonment. Does his offense warrant life imprisonment? In its entirety, he doesn't warrant life imprisonment. Like I have said, I condemn his actions for inciting violence, but that offense does not warrant life imprisonment. So the Nigerian actors, the political actors, should look into this conviction and the processes so that it doesn't lead to or compound the socio-political unrest in the eastern part of the country and other part of the nation. So the Nigerian state should be very careful because we have series of insecurity that the state is trying to deal with. They shouldn't compound the problem. I think what the federal government is trying to do, everything happening about Nnamdi Kanu is purely political. It is not in accordance with the law. Yes, the Nigerian government have the right to transfer him to any correctional service, maybe for the purpose of his safety, because they are also fearful that the Biafran agitation might also have plans or motive to get into the prison and rescue him out of prison. Perhaps that would be the government fear. Again, I am not also comfortable that transferring to the northern part of the country is also safe or politically wise enough, being for the fact that the northern part of the country and the eastern part of the country have been an loggerhead. We remember vividly respective to what happened during the Civil War. So we don't want a situation whereby even the bandits or those in the north that doesn't have the good interest of the east will also get at him in the prison, because if he dies in the prison unjustly, that will amount to series of insecurity if it will not warrant another civil war in this country.
Treason or levying war against the state could likely take death or life imprisonment. If you see what the consequences of the actions of indigenous people of Biafra has taken a toll on the southeast, some people have died. They are trying to secede. It's a very serious decision for a part of a country to want to secede. We saw what happened in the United Kingdom when the Republic of Ireland wanted to secede. The United Kingdom fought tooth and nail to ensure that they stop it, although eventually part of Ireland seceded. No country takes it lightly. And so, taking into cognizance the socio-economic, socio-political dynamics of his sentence, it will dampen the morale of every Southeasterner, because generally people are saying that it seems that the Southeast is caged. But I think if Nnamdi Kanu and his group are going to pipe low, then a political situation can be found so that peace can be restored to the Southeast. There's a political aspect to it. The thing is that, is Nnamdi Kanu ready to back down from his agitation? Like I said, no nation takes it lightly when you want to break up the nation. Because if you look at all our constitutional conference, one aspect that has always been non-negotiable is the territorial integrity and the unity of this country. We don't negotiate it. And so we have fought a war before, and nobody wants a war. Even the Nnamdi Kanu that he's talking about, was he part of those who fought that war? Most of the people who are talking about the levying war against the state were not part of the war fought in the 60s. And I think that the East should reconsider warming up to the Federation and other regions, stretch their hands across the Niger and shake the Southeasterners and restore them back into the nation as friends, brothers, and co-partners in the building of Nigeria.
Though, if we really want to follow the laws of the land, what the federal government has done was done in the right direction. But we can also say that sometimes the hand the father used to beat the child is the also same hand to bring that child back to the body. What Nnamdi Kanu did, truly we can say it's wrong, because you cannot shout war in a country and don't also expect the consequence. People like related Abiola also suffer same fate when they declare themselves as president. because we are in a sovereign nation, we are in a nation where laws abide. So I think what the federal government did was done in the right direction. But can we say, is it not going to also affect politically? Definitely yes, you can't say no about that. The reason is because Nnamdi Kanu is a voice as we speak. After the demise of Odumegwu Ojukwu, Nnamdi Kanu became the voice that the Igbo people believe in. 60% of them believe in the cause of Nnamdi Kanu. So it's also going to disturb the political calculation from that angle. And taking him to the area where, to me, it's not also safe for the very just now, was also something done in the bad faith. But what will be excuse is that if they put him in Kuje prisons, it's going to be a sort of mecca where people come to visit him. That goes to tell you the type of person that has been arrested. For you to know that if you keep him here, that place is going to be a beehive of activities. It goes to show that person. So I think we will also come to the table of the president to beg, to have leniency, to beg, to say what he has done before can be seen, can be forgiven. Because we are in a country where people slaughter, people kidnap, people kill people, show their guns, and nothing is done to those people. The same government that has given out the Kalu this faith will also say those people, we see those people and also negotiate with them, giving them mouth-watering excuses to make sure that what was done to these other people is done in bad faith. So to me, we must be transparent to ourselves. Nigeria does not live in a better tripod. We live in a place where some people carry AK-47s and they are negotiated with, and somebody else is seen with a knockout or a pistol, and the person is charged for illegal possession of firearms. So it's a country where the laws are for some people and the law is for some people. So to me, the federal government should see how best Nnamdi Kanu issue should be nipped on the bud, not to cause another worse-off crisis in that eastern region.
First and foremost, commend the judge for taking such a stand in such a very, very sensitive case. We all know that the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have lingered for this long. I think he was first arrested in 2015, and on and on and on, and the judgment came just a week or so ago. Be that as it may, I think I wouldn't want to belabor myself with the issue of cessationist agitation for states their own right of self-determination, which of course is a rule of customary international law, and it is also enshrined in the International Covenant for Civil and Political Rights of 1966. I think Article 1, Sub 3, that they have a right of self-determination, but there are laid down rules and procedure for that. I think the major charge against him was that related to terrorism on a 7-count charge, and we are looking at the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022. Somehow, there are laid down penalties for the offense of terrorism, which of course I would say the judge was fair enough to follow such provisions of that law. Even though Nnamdi Kanu was not actually charged under that Terrorism Act of 2022. But however, that would be another case for the appellate court to look into. Then, looking at the socio-political aspect, for now, it seems to be calm, but I am sure that by the time they go on appeal, and the case begins to go otherwise, there's going to be a kind of uprising, especially in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And that may not augur well so much for the security aspect of our nation, especially now that we are grappling with the issue of Nigeria being a country of a particular concern by stating from the American president point of view. Of course, I will say here and now that there are so many windows still open for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and for peace to also reign in the southeast. For example, I think there's a rumor making around that leaders, political thoughts, leaders from the southeastern part are trying to lobby the presidency if it can be granted pardon. I think if anybody is trying to question the position of the judge, why will he take such a stern position of life imprisonment? I will say that according to a very good jurisprudential school of thought, he said law can be defined as what the court says it is. So I believe the judge also follow that line of wanting to look at the law of terrorism and see that Nnamdi Kanu is given just what he deserves. I want to say here, as one who is abreast with the law to some extent by the grace of God, from the day he decided to defend himself, that he doesn't need the services of his lawyers, I think that was a very great error on his part, because the lawyers, they have the law at their breast and they have a way of also using persuasive arguments to sway the courts. And I hope that he will learn from this so that during appeal, he will allow his lawyer to take over the case. I think with this little, I can say, I hope that it will not escalate to a kind of uprising as regard to the issue of security, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria.
Having heard all that has been said from our respondents about the judgment that was actually given to the IPOB leader, some are of the opinion that it was a well-deserved judgment, while some are saying that the judgment should have been treated with human face and that he deserved to be pardoned. It's Viewpoints on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
ITV